Hello beautiful people and welcome back to the channel. If you like content like this, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment below, and also hit the subscribe button. So let's get into the video. So in today's video, I want to talk about Drake and his new album, Certified Lover Boy. And it kind of came out late actually, instead of being strictly on midnight, came out like an hour or two after that, I believe. But however, it came out and some fans like it and some fans don't. I'm probably one of those people that kind of don't really like the album. And honestly, I like Drake, but I'm not like the hugest Drake fan. Some of his work, I believe that some of his work is good, some of it is okay. But this album was just not it. Well, first of all, I feel like the album was kind of rushed, it seemed like. I feel like ever since, he's been going back and forth, with Kanye and everything, and the whole battle between them and the whole beef between them, I kind of feel like he listened to kind of like Kanye's album, and then he kind of either change some of the songs or whatever to fit that and to go back and forth with him a little bit, because it seems like some of these songs weren't necessarily fitted the whole record as it should. And if you kind of go back, he kind of previewed a little bit of the track listing beforehand, and it doesn't match what some of the songs are on there now. So part of me believes that he probably changed this kind of last minute, and I can kind of tell because the songs do feel a little bit rushed. And overall, some of the songs, they talk about the same thing, but I mean, lyrically, it's still there. It's just not up to par as some of his previous work. You know what I'm saying? And even when you go through each, song on the track list, it seems as if he only, goes back to the same people that he's collaborated with before. There's only a couple of new people that's on here, but it seems like every single album he always does a collaboration with either Lil Wayne, with Future, and Young Thug, and he always has to include Rick Ross. I'm surprised actually that he didn't include Meek Mill, because I feel like he's been, been cool with him, and he's had him on some of his previous projects as well. But it seems as if it's kind of repetitive at this point, and it's kind of not fair, because when you talk about other artists or even other artists that aren't necessarily rappers, people always argue that they don't, they're not branching out, that they're not diversifying themselves and growing as an artist. But Drake is doing the same thing. He's not really growing, and he isn't, doing things with other people. He's doing the same features with the same people. And honestly, it seems like there's no growth at this point. I mean, this album is okay, but it doesn't reflect upon his growth as an artist. He wasn't really, talking about anything as of now that shows any growth anyway, or anything that really pertains to like real life lessons, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and even with the whole Rihanna thing, he kind of touched upon that. Now, I don't think it was a dig, don't think it was a slur that he was necessarily saying, but it just, I don't know, something about this album, it just doesn't fit, the quality that he used to do. And I mean, even going back to the track listing, it seems as if there's no real woman, big features on here. They're all very male dominated. And the only lady that I've seen on there was Thames or Thames. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. I'm sorry. But I guess it's because I think she is an overseas artist. I've never heard of her before. And I don't know. It just seems like, well, how come he didn't at least have like a Nicki Minaj feature on there? And I mean, even though her voice is on there, I don't really technically consider that a feature, because she's just talking. She's not, adding to the song, you know what I'm saying? And it just doesn't make any sense to not have her actually rap on there. And it seems as if, because they've been close together lately, he went to her house and everything. But I was just surprised that he didn't have her actually rapping. And at this point, I feel like he's kind of using the barbs, just to stream at this point, because there's no reason why she couldn't rap on the song, on one of the songs that's on the album. It just doesn't make any sense. And at least it could have had like an Ariana Grande feature. I swore I heard that she was going to be on the album, and because I've been looking on Twitter and stuff, and they said that she was supposed to be on there, but I guess maybe he didn't want her on there. It would have been a smart move, because Ariana, she's really big right now, so that could have been a major hit for him. And going into that, I've realized that this whole album is not really a pop album, or it's not like a Views album at all. It's very more heavy on the hip hop, and as it should. But at the same time, though, this album, it didn't feel like, I don't know, it didn't feel like it was gonna produce any major singles, in my opinion. It had like no really big standout track for me. There was only a couple of songs that you were just like, okay, this is pretty good, but I mean, it wasn't all that. And I don't know, I feel like this album really did miss the mark for me. It didn't really do anything, and I don't know. I mean, just going back to the album cover, it's like I don't understand why he changed the album cover. The new album cover, it doesn't do anything for it. It doesn't even reflect the title. I don't understand why there are pregnant women on the album cover. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments below, because I'm still confused about that. I do think that the interaction between him and Nicki was cute or whatever, but it wasn't. He didn't really use her in her strongest suit, and it just didn't make sense for her to be on there if you're not going to have her rap on there. But I'm ready for another Nicki and Drake collaboration, like a full Nicki and Drake collaboration, because we haven't had that in a long time. And also, I wish he would have collaborated with other artists, because like I said, it seems like he's just comfortable with particular people that he's been working with. And I don't know if it's just because he's keep having to do them favors or what, but it seems as if he's not really, growing and maximizing his potential as much. To me, honestly, it seems like he doesn't even care as much. I think it's because, as you progress, you start to lose that hunger, and you start to, just get comfortable. And I thought that the beef between him and, Kanye would have pushed him a little bit more. But honestly, the creativity wasn't there. It kind of failed a little bit, And honestly, looking back, Donda might be a little bit better than this album. I don't know, you guys. But let me know in the comments below. We just need to hold people to a higher standard, because lately, I don't know. I'm just not feeling it from a lot of artists. So, but that's just me ranting. That's just my opinion. Even though I didn't really like the album as much as like others probably did, I do still believe that the album will do good. I think it will go #1, and also I think it will, produce some top 10 singles and some good hits. However, I don't think that this album really necessarily had a big single like a God's Plan or like a One Dance or anything where a single would stay #1 for weeks and weeks at a time. But I mean, it still is pretty good. It's subpar level. It's not like a breakthrough album or anything like that. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, overall, I just want to know what you guys think about the album. And who do you guys think who actually had the better album? Do you think that Drake had a good album, or do you think that Kanye had the better album? Let me know in the comments below. And also, the most